Yes.
Oh, welcome to September 2020 Bob Talk once again. Tonight we're going to talk about a couple different things that we've been dealing with the last few weeks, from the August Bob Talk to we're in September coming into fall. Last couple weeks, I guess a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago yesterday, we had a little bit of a windstorm come through that they called Derecho 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. Dorito is what we're calling it. Dorito.
Bob and his Dorito storm.
So we're having a Dorito. Hopefully that didn't crush your bag of Doritos. But we have a pretty good storm go across the whole state of Iowa. The winds.
Nebraska, not just Iowa.
Oh, just Iowa's all we're worried about. So that's all we're worried about.
No, that's not true at all.
But no, it isn't. We do have customers with Sandridge Fire all the way from western Nebraska all the way across to east side of Illinois. So everybody was affected some way, shape, or form in that. So
so if you were, and you have any pictures or video you want to share, post them on our feed, news feed, and let everybody see what you experienced a couple weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago, right?
I'd have to look at it.
Yeah. So, wow. Time flies when you're having a good time.
So 3 weeks and I'm still cleaning up the mess. But yeah, if there's things you'd like to post from the storm, helping your neighbor, helping neighboring fire department, there's been a lot of struggles out there. A little bit of a shout out to Atkins. We know you're struggling with your station pretty much being destroyed. We certainly, our hearts are out to you folks. We also had a couple tragedies within that. Malcolm lost a firefighter EMT sitting in her home from the storm. We also had the past chief at Brookland. We lost him also. So a couple we lost in the storm here in Iowa in the fire service. So our hearts go out to those folks and the folks that are still picking up. So
it's a reminder once again about how resilient people are in the Midwest and how supportive we are of one another. I mean, you saw stories. If any of you are, on Facebook with us tonight, you're probably on Facebook more than just Bob Talk nights. So the stories are out there, and because there's more to life than just Bob.
Some people.
Anyway, the stories are incredible. I so appreciate living here in the Midwest because we are so helpful to one another and so quick to respond. The amount of donations that we've seen, the amount of people just offering whatever they can do to help. And for some of us, honestly, we're staying out of the way. Cedar Rapids was hit so hard. It's been so incredibly messy for them in so many ways. And, the best that we could do is we sent a little bit of money over that way. We have a family member that lives over there. And we just said, here, you take the money, you buy whatever you think anybody needs. And then we just stayed out of the way. I'm sure there were lots of people looking.
There was a lot of people looking, and a lot of people that needed things because electricity was out there for better part of a week or a week and a half, 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever that was. Also, we also know that Mary and I grew up in Lansing, Iowa, up in the northeast corner. Shep's from up there. Justin Shepard was one of our ring bearers in our wedding only a few years ago. Justin, if you ever catch Bob Talk. But they went down and provided a meal. I think 200 hamburgers.
250 burgers. And
so there's a helping hand out there. We know that's Midwest United States.
And there's so many stories like that. So yeah, share them. If you know a good deed somebody did, make sure everybody knows about it. I apologize because I can't remember the name of the barbecue place that was cooking for people for the first few days. That was impressive. And I don't even know what to say to that. That is just so cool. And so we just need to honor them, and we can find the name. Anybody remember the name of the place? Because that's where we need to go for lunch at some point.
Yeah, support that because they supported the community. So, but shout out to my other members of DeWitt Fire. Just like every fire department, we had our hands full that day. our chief's done a great job trying to keep us organized and going from call to call to call to call to call to call. And then the guy's coming up to me and going, "Hey, Bob, do you know your roof's off your new building?" Mary and I put up a new 66 by 77 building up next to our current building, and 2/3 of the east side of that roof come flying off. It's about 30 foot in the air. We aren't even in it yet, and the roof came off. And then all the guys, I had 5 different guys come up to me and say, "Hey, you know your roof's off your new building?" Yeah, we'll deal with what we got right now, dealing with us at that point. And they were good enough. Once we got back to the station, my chiefs come up to me and allowed me to go check on my building. And also I'll check on the boss lady here. She was at home. We had a huge tree come down on our garage. So we're all affected by that. And I was cutting up trees earlier today yet. Still picking up around
We're
the
going to
house.
be cutting up
So.
trees for a very long time. So if anybody likes to lumberjack, as much as Bob seems to like to lumberjack these days, you're welcome. We moved into this property in April. And you know, one of the things that we loved about it was all these beautiful mature trees. And I will admit I am a little sad to see some of them go. Some of them, I don't know, they were a little sketchy anyway. But yeah, really, honestly, the one tree that we had actually looked at like a week before as one that, you know, we should probably have somebody check this out, see if it should come down. It is still standing.
Somehow it's standing. I don't know how that is.
But I'm sure you all can appreciate that, because I'm sure you all have similar stories. I mean, I was looking at pictures and videos over the last few weeks. It is really sad to see how many trees we have lost in this area. And, you know, particularly I know the city of Cedar Rapids, and I'm sure lots of surrounding communities over there. They don't grow back very fast. So it's kind of daunting to see all those big old trees go, because we're kind of wondering, we don't know that we're going to live long enough to see them grow that big again.
Yep.
We're going to try, but we'll see.
So it is a shout out to everybody who helped their neighbor, helped the fire department, fire departments that helped out, the EMS services that ran around, the police services that tried to get us to where we needed to go, all the first responders out there. We appreciate that, and what got done that day.
And all the utility workers.
Oh
Oh my gosh.
From around the nation.
For all of us who were without power for any length of time, you guys are our heroes. I mean, I know we deal with the fire service and they're good people, but right now you utility workers are the true heroes in this area, because there were people that went very long periods of time without power, and you were very tolerant and patient with everybody as they got a little bit more and more frustrated. So thank you to all of you that did that beautiful work. And I think we probably got at least one relative that was in on that.
That was in on that. Yep, down in the Cedar Rapids area. That was a lineman up in Northeast Iowa. So yeah, just what we do and what gets done when those storms come through the Midwest, summertime, going into fall, just kind of gets a little bit crazy, but we get through it, and we pick up the pieces, and we continue and trudge on. So
I'll admit, I got a little scared. I was at home alone, and things were blowing around that probably shouldn't have been blowing around. And, you know, of course, you know, immediately the power went out, and then the phones went out. And then I'm like, okay, I'm here by myself. I can't tell anybody that I'm okay or I'm not okay. Watch, you know, those trees kind of do things that they shouldn't do. And, but, you know, yes, the tragedies that happened are sad and scary. And we took a little ride on 30 towards Cedar Rapids, didn't go quite that far, but I kind of wish I would have tallied up the number of grain bins that we saw mangled, I guess is a good word.
Lost, gone.
Yeah. You know, I've just never seen anything like it. I've never experienced ones like that. I remember growing up, there was a couple different times where we had like what they called straight line winds, but obviously not for as long of a period of time or whatever. And, you know, all of a sudden you had to look out and the building that you looked at 30 seconds ago was gone or flat or whatever. I mean, those things happen, but this just drug on and on and on. Like, was it ever gonna end? I don't know. It's the strangest thing I've ever experienced.
Again, we only that we know of had the two tragedies within the fire service, and our hearts go out to those families that we know, had acquaintances with, whatever it is. We certainly know those folks are struggling through these times, along with having still dealing with COVID-19 and the struggles there. Then you throw in those tragedies also. So we all always know that we're thinking of you, Sandry Fires, in our hearts and in prayers. So we certainly know that's out there. So yeah, we're going to try and do a few things tonight. There's a lot of stuff sitting out here in front of me that we'll go over here in a little bit.
Fun stuff.
That's about next week already. Next week. But before we get to that, I want to hit on a little subject. Sandry Fire, the product specialists out there, our nine product specialists that we have, are doing a little bit of inventory and tracking, equipment tracking, monitoring your equipment to help you get a better grasp on where you're at with your equipment, date-wise, dated, whether it's helmets, turnout gear, boots, SCBAs, rescue tools, just some of that stuff that our product specialists want to help you with to get you to understand some of the age of some of the equipment that you have out there. Know that they're there to help you to do your inventory and track your equipment to know when is the right time to replace it. What is the NFPA standard out there? Ask the question. I guess I like to once in a while say I'm a realist and know that we can't afford to replace all that equipment all the time, or some type of schedule to go on with that equipment, especially when we look at our boots and our helmets and our turnout gear, coats and pants, the dates right inside those. And I think just a good inventory tracking system to help you as a fire department, our product specialists can help you find those dates and get you to really look at how old some of our equipment is out there, and when we should be looking at start budgeting to replace that stuff. So we know that our city fathers and mothers, our mayors, our rural boards, our township trustees, whatever it may be, to help educate them and let them know what the expense of some of those products are, that you have those forecasted out there a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. So we can be thinking about those things, not only just our apparatus that we look at, because a big shiny red fire truck, yellow fire truck, white fire truck, whatever the color is that you have sitting in your station, but really your turnout gear, your SCBAs, your compressor, your rescue tools, all that thermal imaging camera. How old are those things, and how often should you replace those things? It's really what our product specialists want to help you do, your tracking of your equipment, so you have a good idea what my budget needs to be, where I need to go for funding. Ask Mary here. Our son Blake, behind the scenes, have done a couple virtual fundraisers, one really well with Welton Fire, doing an extrication and kind of giving a little background of Welton. We enjoy doing those things. If it can help your department find some funding resources or funding avenues to raise money, that we still have to do some social distancing. We still have to protect ourselves and protect one another. So we certainly want to, help you, first of all, track and evaluate your equipment, whatever that may be, and then how do you get the funding and where to pull for funding. We all seem to struggle with that, grants and fundraisers and budgets, city, state, county-wide, whatever that may be.
So our sales reps, our product specialists, our workhorses, whatever you want to call them, have all been assigned the process or the fun event of sitting with you and filling out a form that gives us a quick summary of the equipment that you have and the ages and or manufacture dates or whatever it might be. We will input all of that information into our system by which you will have access to it. We'll create basically a form that this information will go into. It will show us those dates, and then we will look at the lifespan of each piece of equipment, and a year out, or kind of depending on which piece of equipment you're talking about, we'll send you an email saying, and this is going to be an automated system. So once those dates are in, the automatic emails will be set up, and then you'll get notification that you have helmets that are reaching the end of their service life, or you have SCBAs that are reaching the end of their service life. And so it's just really for information for you and for us to know when we need to be ready to serve you. So you will have access to it. It's a system that we're still in the process of building. So we're not exactly sure the details of how it's going to work and how we're going to make sure that you have access to it. But it's for you. Yeah. And it's just a service, because what we find is so often when our people are in with a customer and they say, how old are your helmets? Oh, they're just a few years old. We just bought those a few years ago. And they look at the dates and they're like 9, 10, 12, maybe 15, sometimes 15 years old.
20 years old.
And they just don't realize, how fast that time goes by. And particularly in the smaller departments, it's hard to track all of that and keep track of, particularly when you have changes in staff and administration and or leadership, whether it's your chief or whoever's responsible for those kinds of things. It's just hard to maintain that kind of information. So we're just trying to do the best we can to support you and give you the tools that you need to help maintain the equipment that you have in your department. So if my sales reps, our sales reps, aren't in touch with you about filling out this information or completing this form, then we need to make sure that you put them on the spot and say, get at it. Tell me what, let's work this out. Let's get this information put together. And to those of you who've already filled out that information or completed that, worked with our sales reps to do that, thank you so much. We've got quite a few that have been turned in already. And if you don't hear from your sales rep, you call me and you let me know, and I will get on them. They love it when I get on them.
We understand, as we're out there, the product specialist, salesperson, whatever you want to call them, we like to call them product specialists. We understand sales is part of business, but they do know their product. And we also understand small communities, Midwest communities, the helmet's 10 years old, looks new. Can we replace it? No, we probably won't, just simply because of a budget item. But also know how important it is to look at that and understand the concern there of, when you get into those situations, when you're per NFPA out of date. Is it a bad thing to have a helmet that's 30 years old? Yeah, maybe. Is it bad to have a helmet that's 12 or 15 years old? Maybe not. But that's up to the department to decide when you can afford to do that, how often you can afford to do that. It's a budget thing, and I often feel, as we undersell ourselves as a department or as a fire service. We tend to, we can get by with that, and not go to our city council or rural boards or township trustees, whatever it may be, and really educate them and sell them on how important it is to try and stay as compliant as we can. I know that's tough. I understand that's tough, from the aspect of purchasing to even the service after the purchase. SCBA flow testing annually per NFPA back in 2002. We have a couple departments that do half their fleet one year and the other half the other year, just to keep some of them compliant. It just is what we have to do to stretch our dollar as far as we can stretch our dollar. We completely understand that. So is it driving San Refire? Yes, but it's also having you understand how important it is to look at some of those dates in your turnout gear, in your helmet, at your SCBA cylinders, things like that you look at to go. I had a phone call today with a customer that has our TNT rescue tools, and they're a little over 22 years old. And he says, hey, when should we consider replacing these? Well, the technology changed in the cutter a little bit in those many years, but the system itself really hasn't. Battery technology has come, so now we're looking at battery tools and eliminating the power unit, eliminating the hoses. But is there really anything wrong with this system? No, it's got a forever warranty on it. On the pump, on the tool, on the hoses and the motor, yeah, there's a limited warranty there. But realistically, is there any reason to replace those? Realistically, in my opinion, no. You have other places to better spend your money. Not to say that cutter technology hasn't changed and you might want to update a cutter, but to update your whole system, it really realistically is not, in my opinion, maybe the best avenue for your dollars. Maybe looking at your helmets or your turnout gear or your SCBA cylinders, things like that. Your compressors, maybe only putting out 2,500 PSI. Maybe you should be looking at a compressor that puts out 6,000, and now you're spending $40,000. So it's those things that you as a department and members have to sit down as officers and really line item budget things out and really go to your purse holders, I like to call them, and really explain your needs and sell yourselves, not undersell yourselves, sell yourselves and the service you're providing your communities and the people that travel through your communities. So they all understand how important that is to try and stay as best we can compliant. Knowing you can't buy everything from Sandry Fire, we understand that.
Or you can.
Or you can, but it helps you understand that wherever you're buying your helmets from, hey, we need to be thinking about XYZ brand. We get it from here. Maybe putting a couple more into your fleet to get some of the older ones out. It's just those simple things that our product specialists want to help you with this inventory or equipment tracking system. So you get a better idea of really where you're at with your equipment. Like Mary said earlier, how quickly those days, those weeks, those months, those years go by. And then we didn't realize it was 15 years ago we replaced helmets. Okay, yeah, we should have budgeted for them 4 or 5 years ago and replaced a couple, 3, 4, 5 at a time. Helmets is a small item that's, a couple, $300 that we maybe should have put in the budget to replace a couple of them every year or whatever it may be. So, but just look for the product specialist to help you out with that and be receptive to that, to really give you an idea as the fire chief or one of the officers or the purchasing agent for the department, how important it is to look at those dates and understand those dates and knowing you can't replace it. I get that. I understand the budgets from small to large metropolitan areas. I get it. I'm not saying go out and spend $100,000 on replacing all your 30 helmets you have. I'm just saying take a better look at what you have and really get a grasp on what your age of some of your equipment is, and know that that's important. So it's there, it's out there. So we want to try and keep it somewhat short tonight. Not that we like to keep it short. I don't know. I haven't seen if anybody's got any questions. Obviously, Mary and I are here.
Yeah. Share your questions if you have anything. Any questions or comments or
yeah, whatever.
Rachel comments or
yep.
Equipment tracking comments. We really want to know what you're thinking, so please share.
They got Bob doing this first Tuesday of every month, and there's some people that religiously sit there by their laptop, their phone, their whatever they got to log in, and I appreciate that. So, but we certainly want.
Okay, no comments from the peanut gallery. Oh wait.
But, yeah, our son Blake's
in the background chiming in about, so, yeah, not everyone wants to hear about Bob, but particularly Blake.
Yeah, we haven't talked a lot about Bob in a few months, so maybe I should probably have something in there about me again.
We're always talking about you. I mean, really, isn't that what we always talk about? Is you?
We haven't talked to one bit about me yet. So, we are, before I lose it, and I'll talk a little bit about. We are coming into hunting season, so if you folks miss me, I'm probably deer hunting because that's where we're getting to, and that's something that is my weakness is deer hunting. So I'm getting there close to where I'm thinking I'm going to go hunting, whether it's someplace in Iowa, whether it's someplace in the country, whether it's someplace in the world. I know the world is going to be difficult to go to because we can't go anywhere, but I can hunt in Iowa. So that's my one crutch.
Let's
And it's
kick
a
him
big
out into
crutch.
the woods and
So
we'll get something done in the office.
I'm okay with it.
Bob Chuck can happen. Oh, really?
Oh, that could happen from the woods. I should look and see if Bob Talk in December, the first Tuesday falls on that first season deer hunting, and I could do it from my deer blind or I guess at nighttime they probably it's my nap.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what we'll do is we'll do it from our cabin up in Northeast Iowa, up in Lansing, the big metropolis of Churchtown.
And we'll apologize already because it's God's country up there and it's not
Internet's
always
a little
pretty.
slow, but
We'll make it work.
that maybe something we'll maybe try to accomplish in December is seeing that is probably the one place I will be in December is Northeast Iowa deer hunting with my hunting buddies, Suds, Chris Brew, Chase, Hunter, Gary Welch, Gare Bear as they call him, Clinton and Clady.
All the great crew, the hunting gang.
The hunting gang, Gatland. Just there's probably a dozen of us that get together, and the one time a year, December deer hunting is when we do get together. So
as many of the people.
I will have to shout out to those.
Listen for your name on Bob Talk because that's what it's all about.
So,
hashtag something.
The hashtag deer hunting. There we go.
Hashtag Bob Hunt. Bob Talk, Bob Hunt. I think it's kind of parallel. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can all see some of this fun stuff. Oh, I probably shouldn't show that. These little footballs. We have all kinds of great fun stuff laying out here tonight because we're starting to get ready for our unconventional game nights next week. I can't believe how fast this is coming. So, a reminder to everybody, next Wednesday and Thursday, starting at 6, we'll start with a Zoom gathering of whoever wants to join us. So if you want to join us,
this is water, by the way.
There is a link on our webpage. So if you go to SandryFire.com, there's a green button that's a link to our form to just sign up to participate, and then we'll email you the Zoom link. We'll also put the Zoom link in various places so that you can find it and join us anytime. But we've got some fun things planned. We got lots of stuff to give away. And we're going to do games. So anybody who chooses to break off and do a game of euchre or categories or quiplash, we'll break you off into another room, another virtual Zoom room, which is so crazy.
Zoom room. What's a Zoom room?
Yeah, you stay out of my Zoom room. And we'll let you play games, and you can play for as long as you want. As long as there's people there to play with, we'll just keep the games going. And for those that just want to hang out and have a good time, watch Facebook because we're going to come up with some things that you can do to win some things, play some online games.
Sandry
with
Fire,
us.
but on the backside, it's got our 25-year logo.
No one has one of those.
That's something that is right now a cherished item, but we have some of them in inventory. You can maybe put your fireball in with it to a shot glass.
Hats. Oh, we're collecting all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. We've got some fun things to do, but we might throw out some challenges so that you come. I'd like to see you show up in your firefighter convention gear. Oh, that's one of the big prizes.
Yep, we'll be full of some other surprises, adult beverages more than likely, so you will have to be over 21.
Yeah, those coolers are great. We got 2 of them to give away, and we're going to fill them with stuff. We got more stuff to give away than anybody could possibly need. But anyway, for anybody, please go on and register. And if you register tonight, we'll send you thank your firefighter bumper sticker to put on your vehicle. Anyway, so go on and register. Put your name in there. I know we had some trouble with the form working, but I believe it's all up and running now. And but that gives us your email so that we can make sure that you have the Zoom link to join in with us that night. What else is there to say about that? Oh, quiplash. So I'm gonna admit I had never heard of quiplash, but apparently it's one of those Jackbox games that people younger than us are playing a lot online, and it is kind of fun. I will kind of admit that was kind of fun. But you'll answer simple prompts like something you'd name something you'd be surprised to see a donkey do. And then everybody chooses what they believe is the best. Put out a fire. I'd be surprised to see a donkey put out a fire. I gotta admit that's true. Or like a new movie idea, like Muppets take blank. Do it. Whatever. So you put in a funny answer, and then people get to vote on what they choose as the best, funniest. Yes, and it's a lot of fun. So
Sign
I
up.
would say try it. If you don't like playing, you don't have to play, but it is kind of a hoot.
Again, it's unconventional convention night next week already.
Yes.
Wednesday and Thursday. I will probably be on there Wednesday. I got a SCBA presentation to do Wednesday I think it's Wednesday during the day. I hope it is. Well, I gotta look at my calendar. Holy smokes. But I do know I have something Thursday night, another demo, SCBA demo on Thursday or Wednesday during the day, and one Thursday night for SCBA demo. So I'll probably be playing one of the games Wednesday night with a bunch. I hope there's a bunch of people out there that sign up.
I will not be his partner. I will not.
Because I'm no good. So
No, he's mean.
but we want people to join in. It's really helping out the guys and gals at Grinnell, seeing they couldn't have convention this year, chose not to do convention because COVID-19. So they made the conscious choice, the health choice to postpone Iowa Firefighters Convention 2020. As we know, 2020 is not 2020, but they're going to postpone it to do 2021. And we thought we could do a unconventional convention night, or she thought we could do unconventional convention night as Bob and try and get them involved as well as everything.
And we're, part of this is we're kind of playing with these games a little bit because we are looking for ideas to help support you in your virtual fundraising efforts. So some of these games might be a great way to do a local fundraiser, a local virtual fundraiser, which that's never true because it's virtual is everywhere. So, but if you're looking to do a fundraiser for your own department, this is the kind of thing that we would be looking to do for you or to support you with. I don't know how it's going to go. I hope we have people sign up to play.
That's the thing. Get signed up to play. Hopefully our product specialists are watching Bob talk also. So they get out there and mention the unconventional convention game night, Wednesday and Thursday night, and get customers on and just have a good time of something to do rather than just sit at home. I know there's probably some departments have meetings on that night, obviously, because I'm going to go do demos Wednesday night and Thursday night. But those folks that would be at convention, hey, jump on the computer and log in and
oh, you can play on your TV. See, this is where I'm gonna admit I'm kind of technology.
Those folks that have the
challenged
TVs, the smart TVs.
I know we have a smart TV, but we don't really.
Okay.
We do. We do. We actually have two of them, Bob.
Wow. Okay. I thought it was just you and I.
We're not that smart, Bob.
Oh, okay.
We're not.
So
anyway, we thought that we would be really those kinds of people that would just stay on top of this technology, because our parents were so behind the eight ball. Oh, we're so bad.
That's why we have Blake.
That's why we have Blake.
No.
If you have 5 kids, they gotta have some sort of purpose, right?
That's right. But yeah, so again, it's about Grinnell and convention and how they had to postpone convention till next year, getting something to do to help them raise money, sell some of, or at least sell or maybe even give away some of their items that they purchased for convention 2020, which are going to be collectibles because we really aren't really going to have convention. So
really, if any of you have bought their merchandise, I want you to show up on next week wearing it.
Grinnell go to their website,
Grinnell
Grinnell Fire.
Convention 2020. Is that what I know? Oh, we had it up here.
We had it
last
up
month.
last-
And then just click on their merchandise and order some stuff. They have some really neat looking stuff. They have some really cool hats.
Yep.
And I may have to join next week using their mug.
Oh yeah, I stopped there at Grinnell. Thanks to the guys. I purchased a few things that they had there, a couple hats. I
Oh.
meant to send with Blake home, a cool hat that Grinnell had. Also, we picked up a couple things that people won for when they were on, Grinnell was on here last month. So they really got some nice things. So we want to support Grinnell and get their name out there and get their products for Convention 2020, help them get them sold, and make sure that we support those folks at Grinnell. Good group of people. Good group of people. Chief Sicard and all of his people over there. So
Yeah. Anything else?
so we appreciate them being on last month with us on Bob Talk. So that was a lot of fun. So I don't know that I have anything else other than, again, to make sure that you sign on next week, Wednesday and Thursday night. It's evening. So you folks that work during the day, or even work from home.
If you don't do anything else, just join us and have a drink with us, because that's what convention's all about.
Water.
Just sit
Or whatever.
and visit with us. And I don't know, maybe what we should probably do, and maybe we'll put this out on Facebook. Your favorite drink recipe should be shared between now and then so that people can make your favorite drink that night. Busch Light, I know. And really that's what convention is all about. It's about simple traveling around. Actually, we should probably require people to be on their golf carts
Yeah.
and have
swing
their
from the golf
coolers.
carts.
so we can
Yes.
all kind of
So with
feel.
your smart TV, set it up in your garage so you can sit on your golf cart and have a drink, have a natty daddies.
And if anybody knows any
so-
way to have virtual go-kart races, or golf cart races, I mean, that would be kind of fun, but we just don't know how to do it. So
So
again, technology challenged.
you, not me. I don't.
You didn't even know we had a smart TV. I would say that would describe you as technology challenged.
You don't tell me what I get to buy and don't get to buy. I
Whatever.
know you got.
Anyway,
to
that's
buy
enough
one,
about Bob.
so.
See, Bob likes to talk about Bob. Anybody who's met Bob probably already knows.
That's why it's Bob Talk. No, but again, we were going to try and keep it short. Here we're at 37, 38 minutes, 40 minutes of Bob Talk. I guess I'm going to go back a little bit to the beginning of the night for the folks that didn't quite get on early. Our hearts do go out to the person, the family in Malcolm that lost one, and the folks at Brooklyn that lost one over the whole Dorito storm. The E's are both A's, but they're E's. How can they be A's? It's an English
The
problem.
English version of a
So
Spanish word?
also our thoughts are going out to the Atkins folks that's trying to struggle through getting a building built again for their equipment and their apparatus.
And I'm sure that anybody who would like to make a donation to help them, they would very, very much appreciate that. So
Yeah.
please, if at all possible, reach out to Atkins Fire and help them out in any way you can.
I gotta apologize. I'm not sure if they have a Facebook page. If they do, please reach out there.
Oh, I'm sure I'm
yeah,
sure you
they
can
probably
find
have
them.
one.
If not, we'll help you.
So yeah, they'll help you. So thank you for joining. Mary and I are going to sign off here at 40 minutes and say we're going to have a wonderful first Tuesday evening of the month, and look forward to October and what October will bring us. Who knows?
Good things.
So,
Good things
yeah,
are going to happen between now and October, the first Tuesday of October.
first Tuesday of October. Another Bob Talk. Stay tuned. So,
All right.
all right.